Peaceful Ideal World 1 from True Mother's Anthology, Volume 2. Let's start it.
God's Ideal Family in the Kingdom of the Peaceful Ideal World 1. Respected world leaders, what do you think God's ultimate
is? Simply put, needing to experience joy through relating with the ideal families filled with true love. First, each person in the family is an owner of true love. He made Adam representing all men and Eve representing all women. With the intention that they become the owner of true love, the quickest way for them to cultivate a character of true love was to secure a parent and child relationship with God, whereby they could live in attendance to God and as the parents. I invite you to enter into a mystical state and prayerfully ask God, what is the center of the universe? I am sure that the answer you hear will be parent and child relationships. Nothing is more important or more present than the relationship between parent and child. Then let's study True Father's word that the relationship between God and human beings is a parent and child relationship. Let's study.
God, my parents and me, the relationship between parent and child is the origin of the universe. So what is the relationship between God and me? God is the Father, and I am the Son. We are the sons and daughters. The ultimate essence is the parent-child relationship, and this is also the greatest goal. Therefore, that we must go in search of that relationship.
Yeah. The most important realization is in our course of life is to know what the root of the universe is. The root of the universe is that the relationship between God and me is that of parents and children. By realizing this, our course of life begins. True Father said it took 5 years to get the answer through discussion and negotiation prayer with God in order to know this. God is my eternal, unchanging, absolute, and only parent. And I am God's eternal, unchanging, absolute, and only child. Therefore, the relationship between God and me is an eternal, inseparable relationship of faith. My brothers and sisters. How many people that they know that what the fundamental truth between God and me? It is very, very clear. Father said, after discover this truth, and then the other rest is nothing. Once the find out the fundamental truth, then the other rest is nothing. Because based upon this parent and child relationship, and can research here and there based on the concept of the parent and child relationship, Father was really, really happy after he realizing this point. Living divine principle. Again the eschatology and human history 1 introduction part. Let's start it.
Eschatology and human history. Human history.
If you want to sever satanic habits, traditions, and family-centered blood ties and follow true parents and the new truth, you cannot separate Satan unless you have the desire to die. Not easy to really separate from Satan, right? You need to prepare to die. Otherwise, how can you cut off Satan's blood tie? Will the satanic habits that have been passed down for 6,000 years disappear just overnight? In order to block my way, Satan uses weapons centering on family blood ties. That's why the Bible says that the enemy is not in another place, but in your own family. in the last day, unless you deny everything that has already existed, even your own family, you will not be able to walk the path of the heaven. Matthew chapter 10, verse 36 to 39 say, a man's enemy will be the members of his own household. Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not take up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. Oh, now to really cut off the relationship with the family. In the Bible, it also says, so do not worry, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. My brothers and sisters, it is only after you first seek the kingdom of God that you have your own sons and daughters and your own family. This is what we call the inevitable path of the destiny that our lives must take. In the last day, we really have to be careful about that. Satan really attacks through our family ties. So now is to get off from that kind of family relationship and put God first, put neutrals first. That's why our senior blessed couple, I really respect all of them, really, even though they in that kind of the situation, struggling to leave their home and need to deny their own father and mother, follow the God's will first. It was not simple matter because they laid an incredible foundation. Our descendants much easier now, right? In the beginning, they pay so much indemnity. Many people misunderstand them. Many people persecute them and insult of them. Can you imagine about that? Continuing age, the family age, the tribal age have passed, and we are heading toward the global age. It is said that the era of the numerous peoples and countries setting up their own borders and protecting only their own country has passed. In other words, we now have entered an era in a country cannot sustain itself unless all nations in the realm of the common destiny. If you look at the world now, you will see that one country's problems become the world's problem, right? You can see this from the economic hardships around the world because of the war between Russia and Ukraine. How much serious it is, right? Now externally the world already has all the environment to form one great family under one God honors. However, the problem is that they do not have the ideology to become one. That is why we must take this responsibility. Now, no matter what you do, if you do not think with the vision of the world, you will surely feel the limit. Not only in the external economic aspect, but also spiritually and mentally. In that sense, it is said that if United States does not live for the sake of the world, it will surely be pushed out in the global era. Really great time has come. Now, era of the globe. That's why we need to think always world. We always think all mankind. Even though I do some small thing, we need to think that this is for the sake of the world, for the sake of the all mankind. We need to have that kind of global mindset. All mankind, belong to God's sons and daughters. They are all my brothers and sisters. We need to have that kind of that kind of concept as God, as true parents. We need to embrace the entire world. Not just only think about my own city, my own state, not just only my own nation, right? So, one family of the God. And then Messiah came, to create one family under God, beyond nationality, beyond color, beyond any ideologies. Already externally, that kind of environment already has come. Now, internal issue. Who can bring the unity? Even though environmentally, externally came that kind of era, and who internally, artistically, we can make one family under God. Only unification thought, only divine principle, right, my brothers and sisters? Today's youth ministry, I am substantial form of God's wish. This title itself really gives me big impact. I am the substantial form of God's wish. Very powerful title. Let's start. That's the desire for them. So, what we need to know is that we must know that we are beings who were born because of God's desire, right? And what is God's wishes? It is precisely for human being to fulfill God's purpose of creation, namely the three great blessings. Therefore, we must know right away that all human beings were born and exist in order to fulfill God's three great blessings. Because I, as an existence, is a substantial form of God's wish, I can never live centering on my own desires. Once again, this is a very important point. Because I, as an existence, is the substantial form of God's wish, I can never live centering on my own desires. If one lives centering on their desires, it is an act that goes against God's wishes and purpose of creation. Therefore, in order to achieve God's wish, you must never center on yourself. In order to achieve God's wish, we must always live with God's wish in our hearts. God's first wish is for me to become a filial son and daughter, a true person, a perfected person, and a person who resembles God's person in nature that have formed the tribe and people and nation and world with true love. Then how can we fulfill God's wish in detail? It is to know God's wishes and circumstances, to embrace them in our heart, and to experience God's heart. If anyone has a heart of a filial piety, fulfill their parents' wishes, the spiritual world will guide them and help them come true. Because they are the one who have a really longing heart to fulfill God's wishes, God's dream, as the children of God. As long as you have an attitude of the filial piety, filial heart toward heaven and the spiritual world will do the rest. For the foundation of faith to be established, I must realize right away that my existence is a substantial form of God's wish. I must know for sure that I am not who I am because I wish to be. And in order to achieve that, we must awaken and resolve to become filial children and filial daughters. Next.
Don't speak carelessly.
We do not realize God's desire and become self-centered is because of our past habits and fallen nature. And